Hello, everyone. Today we will be reviewing the process of submitting the reservation request milestone in PowerClerk. To get started, just go to calsoma.org and you will navigate over here to the upper right-hand corner where it says apply/login. And then it will prompt you to this page where it can take you to the website that we host all of our applications on, PowerClerk. If you're a new user, so you don't have a PowerClerk account, you can just select one of the following utility companies to access PowerClerk. We currently work with Liberty, Pacificor, PG&E, SDG&E, and SCE. So you'll just choose the one territory that you're located in and then click apply. If you are a returning user, you'll just click over here and do the same. It's just you won't be prompted to create a new account because you already have one. So I will be working in the SDG&E territory. So I'll click this and then I will click login and it will take me to the PowerClerk website for SDG&E. So I will just log in here and then it should take me over to this page. If you have existing applications, you can access them down here. If you don't have any existing applications, this will probably be blank. And then if you wanted to access an existing application, you can click on it and then click View Edit. The admin button will not show up because I have admin access, but you can just disregard this. And then if you wanted to start a new application, you can click New Reservation Request Package Phase 1 in the upper left. On the first page, it will just be a welcome page and it'll just basically explain that this is the SOMA program and this is the reservation request package phase 1 form. And here in phase 1, it will determine the property's eligibility. An incentive estimation will be calculated and the aggregated energy consumption data will also be requested from the utility. It also gives you a little bit of help text where it'll provide you a link with standard TA services if you would like them. And it also lets you know how to contact us at this email or this phone number. And if you would like to look through the program requirements, you'll just have to click this link to look at the handbook. So I will click next. And then here you will just start filling out information about your host customer information, the project site information, system owner, applicant information, contractor information, and then your PV system. And from the PV system page, it should be able to calculate how much you might get in incentive amounts. And then you will start uploading the necessary documentation to submit phase 1. From here, we'll be getting started with the first section, which is host customer and project site information. The first question is just the date. It should auto fill in with whatever today's date is. So here it is 2/23/24. And then the next section is the host customer section where you just fill out their contact information. The host customer address should be the mailing address. And then down here where you type in the project site address, it should be where the property is located. So from there, I filled in the host customer information. I filled in whether it is a subsidiary of a larger umbrella, holding, or parent company. If you choose yes, it'll just prompt you to enter the name of that umbrella company. If no, you can just move forward. If you want to add another host customer contact, feel free to check this box and another field will pop up for you. But I will not be doing that. And then for on-site property contact, you can fill in this information. I just put it as the host customer, but you can put it as whoever the best contact is if we need to reach someone on site. And then here is your project site information where you'll enter in your property name, the number of units, and then the project site address. Please make sure that your project site address is included in whatever utility territory you are currently operating in. So I'm in the SDG&E territory, so I'm making sure that my address is actually in this territory. Otherwise, the EPBB calculator will not work, so it won't calculate the PV system specs for you. So just make sure you're in the right one. And then from there, you'll choose your property ownership type, whether it's for-profit, nonprofit, or hybrid. And then here is our property eligibility section. So with Handbook 8, we have expanded our eligibility section. So if you're unfamiliar, We have added a couple more questions. The first two are pretty similar questions to what you saw previously with our old application, but these bottom two are new, so I'll go through them really quickly. The first one is, do 66% of property residents have incomes at or below 80% of the area median income as determined by the Department of Housing and Community Development? So this is a required question. You'll just choose yes or no. I'm going to just choose yes. The next question, similar to our previous eligibility questions, is this property located in a disadvantaged community as identified by the Cal EPA? If you have any questions on what a DAC is or how to determine if your property is in a DAC, you can click this little question mark and it'll pop up with some help text where it will direct you to Cal Enviro screen. So if you click this little more and new tab link, it will direct you here to this website, where it'll show you a map of all the DACs in California. And to determine if your property is in a DAC, you will just type in your address for the property by clicking this little search bar, typing in the address, and then it'll zoom in and take you to that area. And then if it's highlighted red, then it is in a DAC. So for example, like this. And moving on, I'm going to just choose no, but whatever your answer is, feel free to do that. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to the SOMA PA and we will be happy to answer them. The next question is about tribal properties. So is this property owned by a tribe pursuant to Senate Bill 355? Tribe means a California Native American tribe as defined in section 21073 of the Public Resources Code. If you're still unsure, once again, click this little question mark. It'll pop up with some help text that will hopefully help answer any questions. So we define California Native American tribe as a tribe located in California that is on the contact list maintained by the Native American Heritage Commission for the purposes of Chapter 905 of the Statutes of 2004. Once again, any questions, feel free to contact us and we can help you out with this question. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to choose no. And then the last question, is this property a rental housing property that is owned by one of the following? A public housing authority created pursuant to the Housing Authority Law, or a public housing agency as defined in Section 1437A of Title 42 of the U.S. Code? I'm going to choose no. Once again, feel free to contact us with questions. And then if for some reason your project needs an income affidavit to meet our income eligibility requirements, maybe your regulatory agreement doesn't super explicitly state that 66% of the property residents have incomes at or below 80% or something along those lines, you can check this box and then it'll prompt you to upload the income affidavit at the end. If you have questions, there's help text here. And then you can click more a new tab for the income affidavit right here. But I will not be using that today. And then the census tract code, you'll just type in, as it says here, the linked map can be used to determine it. It's a 10-digit code, so I will just type it in. Digit. And then moving on, it'll ask you about certificate of occupancy and the solar permit. Whether construction has started yet. Was your project a referral to the SOMA program? Does the project receive electric service from a community choice aggregation? Who's responsible for paying for electric services in tenant units? How many common area meters there are? And then finally, the gas utility information. So I am in SPG&E territory, so I will click same thing. And then next, you will just follow through and answer questions such as system owner, applicant, and contractor. Okay, so after you've filled out all the necessary system owner, applicant, host customer, and contractor information, you will be prompted to upload your documentation. And a lot of the documents that we are requiring in phase one can be generated in PowerClerk. So you just have to click Generate Document, and it should pop up with a download of the necessary documentation. As you can see, it pops up here. And then it will likely not have an application number the first time you generate it just because you didn't submit yet, so it won't have that number. But it will have your property name, host customer name, and all the necessary fields will be filled out. And all you would have to do for a lot of them is just have the necessary parties sign off on it and date it. So for the host customer, if I was the host customer, I would just sign off here, date it, and then it's ready to submit. And then you could do the same with the multiple bid waiver, reservation request form, and affidavit. Just because we have all of these document generation buttons does not necessarily mean that you have to submit it at this time, but if you would like to download it and generate it, you are able to, and you can just submit it when it is required. So the documents that are required for phase one are the list of addresses on site for ESA program referral, the letter of authorization to receive customer information or act on a customer's behalf, the VNEM allocation form, the documentation of multifamily low-income housing eligibility, and the host customer data disclosure consent form. So I believe the ones that you have to generate are the host customer data disclosure consent form, and the others are found on our website, or it will just be from you. So here you can just upload an Excel file of the addresses at your property. Here, that letter of authorization is found on our website. If you just go to application process and document, and then the milestone that you're in, reservation request package, you click the little plus sign, documents to submit, and then it will have the necessary documents that you'll need. So there is a template that we offer for that list of addresses. And then for the VNEM allocation form, you'll just download the appropriate one. We're in SDG&E, so I would click this one, and then you can fill it out there. The letter of authorization, same thing. I would just click this one because that's the territory that I'm currently working in. And then if you wanted to fill it out by yourself, you can click this, but you can also generate this in PowerClerk. And the only thing that you wouldn't be generating or downloading from here would be the documentation of multifamily low-income housing eligibility, which is the deed restriction for your project. And that is because each property has a different deed restriction, and that is how we determine if it's eligible for SOMA. So you would have that and you would just upload it here. So once everything is uploaded, it will just let you know that if your system is 10 kilowatts or larger, you do have to submit an application deposit in the next phase of the reservation request. And it is based on the system size, but it is not required for priority group applications, which currently include DACs and tribal properties. You don't have to pay anything now. It is just letting you know that it will be required in the next phase. So you just click submit, and then it will give you a confirmation. Thank you for your submission. Your project number is SD-SOMA 00001. And then you can click continue and you will be able to find it in your list of applications. You can always view it, but if it is being reviewed by the SOMA PA, you cannot edit it. So it'll be right here, and then the SOMA PA will review and let you know if you need to fix anything or if it looks good to go and is ready for data request.